Previously on The Kauzum Effect.
But no introduction needed. I wanted to bring on the legend, the GOAT, my own mother.
What up, yo?
So starting from the jungle, when you were next door neighbors with Tarzan.
We swam over here from the Philippines. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this, but like in junior high, you know, we used to acquire bubblegum.
Title, or you were in the culinary field.
Have been for the last, Jesus, it's way before you were born.
I can still make a better scrambled egg. Whatever happens during that day is just a cherry on top of what I already have.
You shouldn't. And I've told you guys that you know, my money is my money. My dad is half black.
You said your dad was part black.
Yeah.
So that must mean we can say it.
No, we can't. 23 years this year. You can't finish the podcast without me interviewing you.
Me? You want to interview me?
Yeah.
I still have one more thing left, but
go
yeah,
for
sure.
it. No,
you can interview me.
You finish it.
It's kind of a touching ending, so that's why I'm saying you go first.
Okay, so as you've been alive for 29 years,
Yeah.
how would you, when you have your own child and when you have your own children, what teachings have I taught you would you take and which ones would you not take?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question. I think what I would take would be the need for independence. I don't know. I feel like I was raised to where it's like the help's there, but I shouldn't rely on it. I would definitely instill that into them, teach them how to do their own things, how to do it well, how to at least self-sustain. I think self-sustaining is the best thing because I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I think compared to a lot of other kids, I think I haven't put you through as much stress. I mean, aside from the typical stupid teenage behavior I do, but like never been in jail, never been in prison.
Agree.
Never, gotten to rehab, to go to rehab, never had to put you through some sort of embarrassment like that. So I'd want to teach them that to at least have, discipline, manners, things of that nature. I don't know. I think what I wouldn't take, I'd probably want them to be a little more open to expressing emotions, I think. Because I think I was more kind of raised on kind of like, this is how you do it. You have to do this way, or else you're lazy and you're not really doing anything, Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, it's good. It's good to have that mindset. But I feel like when you always have that mindset, you don't really appreciate life because you're always working. You never really stop to smell the roses and stuff like that. So I would want to kind of teach them that a little bit more. Just kind of like, yeah, I understand you want to grind, do this and that, but sometimes it's okay to just take a break. It's okay with taking a break. It's okay to take a nap once in a while. We got someone in our family that don't like naps. Not gonna mention no names, but it's okay to kind of relax once in a while. I have to learn that myself. Still am. I still think it's
never okay to take naps.
It is, and they feel very good. I don't care what nobody says. I love naps.
You take naps on your days off, not after your work.
But this person doesn't even take naps on their day off, so it doesn't. That would be something I wouldn't take. Another thing that I would say I would probably want to take with them. I mean, I would like them to be financial literate, but I had a cheat code. So I don't really know things about finances. So I guess I got to have kids sooner than later before you die. So that way they at least know. I'm hoping
to your brother, we only have 40 years left, so you better chop up.
Jesus Christ, why would you say something like that? Yeah, because I'm more. I actually hope none of my kids go into this sort of field that I want. I don't really want them to be in this field because I feel like it takes a lot of patience, and I don't feel like a lot of people have it. I'd want them to be more straightforward type of careers, like a lawyer, a doctor, astronaut, something that's smarter than me.
Yeah, I agree. Not a chef either, but
they could be a chef. They could be
no, not until I'm dead. But they definitely can be restaurateurs. I will be more than happy to select that for them, but not a chef. No, fuck no.
Let's see what else. I don't know. I also think too, like I don't really want kids until I can actually. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like I would want to be able to kind of be in their lives a little bit more than what happened to me. But it's due to circumstances. You get money, multiple jobs, things like that. I still came out just fine, I think. But I think there's times where you were probably, when I was younger, wish you spent more time with me, right?
Yeah,
things
of course,
like that,
of course.
So I think I'd want to be at least stable enough to be like, oh, I want to spend a couple weeks with my kids just to see that and not have to work for a means to survive.
If you get a stay-at-home job, you'd be able to do that.
No stay-at-home job is I got to find one that pays me a lot of money before I can do that. But that was a nice jab, nice subtle jab there.
You make the $1 million. Like I told you, we've got this. You make that YouTube $1 million. We got that. Don't worry about it.
It's coming.
So everything's gonna come in just like Section 8 deposits. Comes in every month.
Right. Ah, man, that's a really good question. I wish I would have thought of that more. I'm not even really thinking about like kids right. I want kids within the next 5 years, but I think I just have to build the courage up to go find someone that just I don't know. I feel like there's compromise with every sort of relationship, and that's a relationship that just involves a lot of compromise.
Well, I don't think compromise is the right word. I think it's more of a give and take, and finding out that right person who is willing to give and take with you.
No,
you know what I mean. It's not
especially on the take part.
Yeah, I don't think compromising is the right word, because I feel like if you compromise, you're giving up your values, right? I think
to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think compromising is settling.
No,
you should never settle. Mm-hmm. You know what you want. You should never settle. I don't think you should ever settle. Like if this is what you want, you either as that person, if that person wants you to be a certain way, I think you should try to mold yourself into becoming what that person thinks you should be, and them likewise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's, and again,
so you got to gaslight each other into being.
Again, it goes back to understanding your business, right? Understanding your relationship, understanding what is it that if we get into this partnership, what is our end goal, right? Mm-hmm. Is our end goal to have 10 kids and be fruitful and be on food stamps for the rest of our lives?
No.
Okay. Well, that's a set goal that you guys are having, right? Mm-hmm. Or is it we're gonna have 2 kids? We're gonna spend as much time with these kids, and how do we do that?
Right.
Do we find a job? Do we make sure we're financially secured before we have the kids? Mm-hmm. Do we have the kids now, and you, my wife, work because you make more money than me because you have a better career than I do, and I stay home and switch after 5 years, after 10 years, or whatever the case is, I mean, unless you can breastfeed, I don't think you should be the first one to stay home.
Sorry, I got ego to do that for me.
But, I think, again, it all falls down to, it makes more sense if you lay the structure out as a business contract, even in a relationship, but what is our final goal?
Now you're the relationship expert. You've been married for 2 decades.
I don't know about. I think that's pretty fucking long. As what they would say in the gay community. That's millennials.
Well, if you only have another 40 years to live, it'd be 90. That's what one 1/4,
Oh.
1/5 of a lifespan of marriage.
Well, 1/5. It'd be more like 4/5.
Well, 20, 40, 60, 80. Oh yeah. So you can't do math.
Good Lord, and
that's what I'm saying.
Aren't you Asian? Did that gene not get to
13%, but it might be 9 next year because Ancestry.com freaking diminishes my DEI status every year. It pisses me off.
Let's make sure that ICE doesn't get. I have his birth certificate. He was born here.
I renewed it recently, so it's legit.
You renewed your birth certificate?
I lost mine, so I had to get a new one from the state. I was sweating.
Why did you lose yours, sir?
I don't know.
Let me think. Didn't Mommy always say give it back to me?
Yeah, actually, I should give it back to you now that you're here. Thanks for reminding me.
So, growing up in 2 different, I'm even going to say 3 different monetary levels in my life. Mm-hmm. You were born when I was poor.
Yeah.
You had your brother when we were okay.
Yeah.
And now that you guys are grown, we can take trips to wherever the fuck we want to. Mm-hmm. Right. What do you think that's done as far as your upbringing?
Kind of just shows me that you could really, if you just start and keep your head on, you can be moderately to very successful. I mean, you were poor. You started off poor, and then now you can go anywhere you want in the world. You make decent money. You got a business, things of that nature. I don't know. I don't ever really consider myself being poor. I think even being poor, you still hid that pretty well. So I can never really say, oh man, I had a struggle meal, or it was too cold at night. The only time it's ever too cold at night is when it's intentional, because you guys like keeping this house too freaking cold, or what have you. But I just never.
You should go to Detroit in the wintertime.
I have. I put on the weekend, and I was walking in the snow. Beautiful time.
Well, no, we were in an Airbnb that we didn't have to pay for the power. Right now we have we have the house at 63 degrees, and we have space heaters.
That's
everywhere.
insane. That's insane. You guys live in Antarctica.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
But no, it's cool to kind of go through that progression and seeing it from other people's perspectives. I never felt or feel like when you say I do, but I do it as a joke. I've never felt like some sort of like angst or animosity to being like, oh man, I was poor at one point in time, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's always kind of just felt like I had a good childhood. I was never around. I mean, the only time I was ever really around the ghetto was on the weekends, but that's a different story for a different day.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, as far as like the progression, it kind of just shows like if it's comforting in the fact of knowing that I want to pursue this, but if I eventually want to stop, I see a blueprint that's laid out and has been successful.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there was a plan B simulated by somebody else that I've viewed throughout my entire life that I can fall back on, not fall back on in terms of your success, but fall back on in terms of doing it my own way and getting my own success in that way should I choose to do so.
Yeah.
Nice little cheat code to have in my arsenal just in case everything goes, because a lot of people go into the unknown with plan Bs, but I feel like I have a plan B if I really want to go down that path, but I don't think our brains work the same way. So I don't know if I'd be as successful as you, but I know if I ever become dirt poor, there's a blueprint to getting my way back up, getting out of the gutter.
I think with the hard work I've instilled in you two, I don't think you guys would ever have to worry about not having a job.
Oh yeah,
Worst case scenario, it's like you make your own living because you have a job, right? You have a 40-hour work week job that you need to go through and build it from there. I don't think that you guys would ever go that path and be like, oh fuck it, I don't want to work, so I'm not going to.
I mean, I feel like I grew out of that in my 20s.
Yeah,
maybe like 22, 23. Yeah, there was a point in time where I had to hide in my closet to make you think that I was going to work. Because I was working a bunch of part-time jobs to try and get a house.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Part-time jobs.
When I had like 7.
Your ridiculous part-time jobs that you've told me that you had was probably the stupid-ass banquet servers.
Oh, man, I love the banquet servers. That was probably the best. That was probably making the most money.
You tried to sell to me as a great job.
I would pick it up again as a second job now because it was decent money to not do anything.
Agree.
But it's not consistent.
And listen,
That's something that sucks.
I'm not mocking banquet servers at all. Those motherfuckers make money.
Yeah.
The A servers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The A-listers.
A-listers. The ones that's been there for 90 years.
Yep.
That they have a fucking week's vacation or whatever it is that they do.
The whole job is a vacation.
Exactly. But those guys make what? They can probably walk out of there probably more money than I do.
Yeah, I know it's gratuity based, so
yeah, exactly.
They don't really tip, but
it's one of those feast and hospitality itself is feast or famine. As far as the front of the house, that's probably why I couldn't really stay in the front of the house because I knew there's days there's going to be famine and I can't live with not knowing how much money I'm going to make.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
How much you're going to tip.
Yeah,
like
so but yeah, I think that in my head. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Like, you're working 3, what did you had 3 C-list banquet servers jobs.
C-list. I was like
the F-list.
I'm like an F-list.
Fuckhead list.
Same thing as my celebrity status. I'm an F-list celebrity, bro.
A fuckhead F-list. Oh, mommy, I'm making money. I'm an F-list. I could call in and see if I have a job today. Like, what the fuck, bro? Are you serious?
I was young and dumb. I don't know what to tell you. Look, at least I'm not still doing it.
Well, no, I agree. I think I would probably knock the shit out of you if you were still doing it.
I couldn't afford this place. We'd be doing this podcast from an apartment.
Yeah, probably.
Studio part. Actually, we're doing it from a hostel.
Yeah, we'd be doing it at your
People
house
walking back.
in the ghetto. So now let's talk about me being a pushy parent, right?
Yeah.
So when you moved back from Texas, was that when you bought the house, right? That was after, right?
I bought the house, moved to Texas, moved back, yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. So before that, I left. I went to California, came back.
Yep. We got a bad history of doing that.
Yeah,
the family curse.
I do. I leave my kids at 18, just to let you know that.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about. See,
Oliver.
I was saying we go somewhere and then we come back.
Oliver, be careful. I might leave you when you turn 18 too.
Yeah.
So I left, came back to California. You were in a relationship at the time with a certain somebody.
Yeah.
And that didn't go well. You were living alone by yourself for a minute, right? Or no, you were living with somebody.
I was living with Ego.
Okay, you were living with Ego, and then I said, "Come home.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pay me this much money.
Yep.
We're gonna save that, and then we're gonna go blah, blah, blah. We're
Yep.
going to go buy you a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID hit,
Yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and let it be known, I'm going to tell everybody that, you know, I do have access to your guys' accounts.
Yep.
Right?
All of them.
All of them.
These my OnlyFans purchase. I actually go through Apple Pay, and because you can't do the Apple, so if I want to do anything like that, I transfer it to the Apple, putting y'all on game. You guys also have parents that
I know when
Put it
you
through your
put
Apple
shit on your
phone.
Apple. Yeah, don't you have to
Doesn't say
transfer money?
OnlyFans, no.
It doesn't. It says
Yeah,
Apple Pay.
it
So
does.
if it gets,
so you won't know if it's Uber
well,
Eats. It could be OnlyFans, and you'll never know.
Here's the thing: once it gets to a certain amount, I do question because
I don't go past $8. I don't go past $8. I cut it at 8.
good to know. Then I know
Yeah.
that your OnlyFans charges are there.
Yep, yeah, real ones find the stuff for free on the internet. If you know, you know. Shout out to my boy Eric Snowden or Edward Snowden.
So when that happened and you got your what'd you call it, Sisalak stack?
Oh yeah, my sister. Yep, the COVID saved up my COVID money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I was like, "The fuck, you had 10 grand in here? Let's go buy your house."
Yep.
Right. And you were really hesitant about getting it at the time.
Yep.
And especially the area where it's at.
I think it was more the commitment of buying the house than it was the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I told you before, when I told you to get that is it's not going to be your last house.
Yep.
Right. What did you at that point in time? I know it was more of a pushiness, like
Yeah.
like get it, and your thoughts were, what the fuck? Like, let me do my shit
Yeah.
now. Later on, fast forward 6 months, I said, hey, so and so needs a place to live. Do you want to move back home? Pay me this much. They're gonna pay you this much. You keep the rest.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, did you think like, what was your thoughts? Because I know what were you, 22, 23? No.
23, 24.
Yeah, when you move back home, when you move back in this house.
Yeah, after buying my own
Yep.
house. Yeah.
And I mean, your thoughts, of course, my thoughts would have been like, oh, fuck, I don't want to, I've already finally got my own place. Now you want me to move back in. What was your thoughts? And did you think that on a financial end, was that a good idea to do? Or did you want to stay at that house and be free?
I think at the time, the whole hesitant stuff, things like that, I think it's because I feared the uncertain because I don't understand how that business works, real estate, things like that. So to me, when you say something like, put money down on this house, we're going to pay it off in 25 years. I'm like, damn, I'm going to be 50. I'm like, that's a long commitment.
You've always been really good at thinking about money, and that's,
Yeah,
I got to give you that. You're a
I don't fear
certain-
commitment with relationships, but when it comes to something that's like finances and stuff like that, a commitment's hard. Like I remember I stayed up a couple nights when I first got car payments. Like stuff like that scares me. I don't know what it is. Like I have dreams. Tell people this. I have dreams sometimes of like me crashing a car, and it terrifies me. Not because of how injured I'll be, but because of how much I have to pay.
I totally agree. I get those too.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, it was just kind of like after a while, like the whole like, oh, you got to move out thing. I always, and I still do. Like it's kind of just instilled this mindset of like, you're doing this mild inconvenience now to help with the broader picture. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm never afraid to be like, oh, you need money to help put down on this house. Because I think I don't understand it totally, but I understand that whatever I'm going to do, it's like investing into a stock market where I know I'm going to get my return back. Because you're not an idiot. I don't think you're stupid when it comes to putting finances into properties, this and that. And I mean, now if I wanted to move somewhere else or whatnot, we have access to land that I can, rent out or what have you.
You have 3 different properties and
Yeah,
you can move into.
Exactly. So now I think it was just kind of like, as long as I have the basics of what I can do, like if I can do this somewhere and have my own piece, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
If I have my basic amenities, I'm not a very hard person. I don't think I'm a very hard person to live with at all. If I can do this is my main thing. If I can make stuff, make content, I'm solid. Because to me, that's what home is. Home is a place where you can relax and you can do this stuff. And I had that. As I'm getting older, I'm slowly starting to realize I don't have the patience as much to live with people like I used to. I'm valuing more of my quietness more. So the next person who I live with, preferably, I'd want to be the same person I'm sleeping with. But yeah, no, I think at the time it was that. I kind of was just like, all right, this is gonna suck. I didn't really get and that's another thing too. Because like my friends tell me this. They're like, oh man, how come you don't tell girls that you have your own place? Like you can just invite girls over or whatever. to me, it's like, it's a milestone that everybody should do. So it's not, to me, it's not a bragging thing.
Yeah.
Like, you should have a house. You should have your own place.
Yeah. You shouldn't
That's
be
an
living at home with your
expectation.
mama.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, you should date me. I have a car. I have a car. I have a house. I know how to cook an egg.
Rest assured, it'll always be a basement for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to live in a basement by the time I'm freaking 35, much less a garage at 40. But yeah, no, it's never in that specific type of way we do things like that. It's never bothered me to the point where I'm like, man, this really pisses me off. The only time I really get annoyed is when I get my rent raised. And then even that was a week-long conversation that I understood at the very end. But it's just when certain things like that.
Be happy it's going to come back down now.
Yeah, right. So it's just certain financial commitments that I hear for the first time. It triggers my fight or flight response.
Doesn't trigger your Asian response of, holy shit, I'm making more money?
Not at first, no. Never does.
Where I have to break it down to you and write it down. And
I think I get that. I think I get that from my dad. I think that's where it comes from.
I think I'm going to have to, every time I try to tell you something on why things raises, I think I'm going to have to do a YouTube channel on it.
But you see, it's weird that our dynamic now when we're getting older, which is weird to me because I don't think we talk very, very much, but but you have a weird way of knowing how to calm me down. Because when we talk on the phone and I get heated, you tell me to calm down. I don't know how you do it or how you developed it, but you've developed that skill to do that. Nobody else really has. They kind of just let me just anger and fizz out on my own. So you know how to like calm down. I don't know if it's that motherly son bond that we have or what have you, but it's like, I don't know. I noticed that like a couple months back.
I think people don't want to tell you because you have your mindset of you're as bad as me. What I think is right and everything else is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So you and I have that same mindset. And I don't think people give a shit to tell you that shut up, fucking listen. You know, you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, I also got a lot of B-side personality friends, so they kind of just take it.
Yeah, you don't have
My
any
way or the highway type
alpha
of-
females type thing to kind of control your ass.
No, that's actually one of my fears too, man. It's like I feel like the last time I ever had a girl around, it was alpha on alpha female energy. Shit gives me nightmares at night.
Yeah. Well, you should. I think again, there's that balance. You know what I mean? You need some alpha and you need some beta. You can't. You can't always.
Am I beta or alpha?
You can't. I don't know. I'll tell you. I'm an alpha on some things and I'm beta on a lot of things.
Switch up.
So I'm a switch hitter. Yes. But
I didn't even mean it that way, but yeah, that makes sense.
it has to be. It has to be that compromise.
Yeah.
You know. So now going back to that house. Now that we somehow managed to with Jeremy moving in there, you making all that money, extra from that house.
It worked out.
Yeah, and it worked out. And so, like, did that change your mind? Did that change your thinking of, okay, maybe this bitch has a plan. Maybe it's not. I mean, it's not all crazy.
You're getting every single dollar of my tax money.
Would
have never done that 5 years ago. Never would have done that 3 years ago.
But so now you understand that it's not. It may be a long wait. It may be a 40-year wait.
I think I slightly understood it when I moved back in.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think it was just a matter of age and just lack of understanding. It just goes back to that whole when I don't understand things, my first thing is to get annoyed.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the way it is. Instead of trying, it takes me a minute to like. First response is annoyed. Like I'm like, why is this? This is stupid. Why are we moving so quick? This is dumb. And then I have to stop myself and be like, okay, well, why is this dumb? Why am I thinking? Is it dumb because I don't understand it, or is it dumb because it's actually sort of dumb? Because I feel like a lot of people just assume negative things.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to fall into that. I think it's harder to take yourself out of that. And I think I have trained myself slowly. I mean, I'm still do it from time to time, but to train myself into when it comes to something associated with this, like I know my family's not financially illiterate.
Yeah, no, I try not to be.
I trust the process. I trust what's in the kitchen.
I've done enough stupid shit in my life to know that what is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I still jump into things that I'm like, I didn't fucking wasted a lot. Like the food truck thing. I wasted a lot of money on that shit. Yep. And I mean, again, it's a business venture. You think of the ROI at the end, and you're thinking, I trust this person to have this business contract, this relationship that we started on to continue as what we've been doing. You know what I mean? and the idea. I mean, the idea was laid out, the plan was laid out. You know, you do, this is your part, this is my part. Let's move forward, and it was all laid out. It was ready to go. It just didn't happen that way. So
Well,
those parts, when I think, to me, when it involves other people that I'm not sleeping with, I think there's always a plan B to escape.
it is. But I think you give off this perception of like, I think you have such good social skills that people get too comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And they expect you to do everything because they look at you as you're the professional.
Yeah.
So they don't think like, I still have to pull my own weight sort of deal. So when you kind of back off, especially when it's not fully your venture,
Yeah.
they don't know how to stand on their own two legs. And I think it's kind of like, they look at it as, she just left me in the dust. But
Yeah.
you never explicitly say, hey, I'm going to leave you. I feel like you're still kind of there as a point of contact.
Yeah. I think mom says to me that, because people like, you're right. I do tend to be that social, I'm going to try to do everything type thing. I don't know where I was going with this, but there's something that mom tells me all the time that I give. Oh, there you go. That I give people too much credit for what they do.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes you have to play that role of someone's cheerleader, especially if you're working with them in a business aspect. Like sometimes a lot of people just lack confidence.
Yeah.
So you have to give them that, but they have to also realize that like you have to hold your own weight. It's not like a hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do everything, stuff like that. Like everything's a business transaction.
So you say that I'm the kind of person that needs to give confidence, or I'm the person that would give confidence. How do you feel that relates to you in your life? Have I given you that confidence to be your own person, to be a successful human being?
100%.
And if I died tomorrow, you'd be okay.
See, I think my mom might be right. I think you may give other people too much credit, but I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
Stop it! You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, no, that was my last. I actually cried last night writing these last kind of things. But yeah, it says give my mom her flowers on the last thing. But yeah, no, I think you just don't give yourself enough credit. I think a lot of people in this world are just spineless. They don't understand what it takes to grind and what it takes to be successful. They rather just whine and wow, how come the thing doesn't happen to me and stuff like that. I mean, you're a solid example of it. You started off from the bottom. Now you're queer. I'm just kidding. I mean, you've done so much business ventures, this and that, and it's like you tell other people these things. Like I tell other people these things. Their first thing is like, oh, why the hell is she doing that, this and that? But it's not. I think that it comes from a place of fear from them. Yeah. I think people self-project when they see someone doing something that's out of the ordinary, and I've looked at it as like that in my younger years, which is why I don't think I was as appreciative of what the overall outcome was until I slowly got older and started seeing you guys actually making these sort of moves. Yeah. So like you losing the house, our old house, and it's like you saying, if I would have done this, if I would have done that. Well, who gives a fuck? We're here now. Yeah, we're here now, and you're successful. So I think you just got to give yourself credit, and it's just like, the past is the past. It doesn't matter.
I think when I say that, it's more of a stupid decision on my end, right? I think some of the decisions I make is because of haste and the need to hurry up and get things done.
Yeah,
right.
It's the grind. It's the toxic grind mentality.
I mean,
that's what it is.
Granted, when I say I lose the house, I didn't lose it per se.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You could just got a better investment on it in the future.
I think I made a little over $50,000-$60,000 in the
But
house.
look, at the time you didn't know you were going to go to California with a bunch of weirdos and then come back. You didn't know that this whole Detroit down the line. Because again, we could have all done something differently.
And you know what the funny part about Detroit is, and I tell this story quite a few times in Detroit now. Mm-hmm. So in 2006, MGM Detroit opened. Okay. Right. I just started MGM here, in on the Strip. And they were asking for people to go to Detroit. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go. I've never been anywhere east. I'll fucking go. Now, we just had Quaid, and Quaid was probably for 4 to 6 months. And I was like, fuck, if I go. I went home, I told Mom, I said, hey, I might be going to Detroit. I don't know what's going on. It's good for my career at the time. I was a sous chef.
To make like a permanent move over there?
No, just to help open Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We were, the initial ask was to stay there for, a month. I think it was 30 days, and to help open Detroit and kind of show how we do things in Vegas and kind of show Detroit how we do things in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. ultimately at the end, I got cock blocked by a couple people who didn't think that.
I've never heard that in a career
Oh
sense.
fuck! I get it all the time, bro. It's total cock block.
crazy.
I've
Okay.
never been pussy blocked, but I've always been cock blocked.
Damn,
You know.
that's crazy.
But yeah, I've got cock blocked by a couple of people, and it turned out that the reason that they told me, and we'll take it. We're going to go install your cameras off.
Oh, I think let me double check.
The excuse that they gave me was that I wasn't with the company long enough to warrant for me to move over there. Right. So I guess I didn't know the culture enough. I didn't know this or whatever their excuse was.
Right.
But I mean, ultimately, it was the same job that I got cock blocked for because I don't fucking know what the hell happened. But I was supposed to be moving up and taking a higher position. That never happened, and then I got replaced. That position I got replaced by somebody who didn't know how to multiply. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
You're running a $5-6 million a month room.
$5-6 million a month of room. Don't know PEMDAS.
Yeah, exactly. and I think that's the first time that it triggered me to have a meltdown. You know, I just like, oh fuck this. This is just the stupidest fucking job ever. How do you put somebody in charge of a $5 million room when they can't fucking multiply 6 by 6?
Does it have anything to do with the fact that you're a woman?
I plead the fifth. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. We'll just say
But
that
that's come up as an issue in your career, though.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Especially in a male-dominated industry like cooking.
A chef, and this was recent. I mean, 20 years. I've had a chef tell me that I don't get a bonus. It's a bonus for a job well done next year. And I was like, get the what? And he goes, and what do you think? Why do you think you deserve it? I mean, you left a couple of times when your wife or your girlfriend or whatever she is had the baby. I was like, chef, you weren't there when your kids were born? And he was like, well, I mean, that's different. I was like, okay, we're going to stop this conversation right now because
That's crazy. Wow.
So, I mean, this was the same chef that told me that I couldn't run a steakhouse because I'm a woman. So, I mean, with all the shit that I've had in my career, I mean, good, bad, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I played a part. Of course it did. It's still a pretty male-dominated world, you know?
Yeah.
And, being a woman, you're vocal, you're assertive, blah, 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 you're a bitch.
Yep.
You know?
Then you got to get on
but,
meds.
But I think most businesses that are run by women
Yeah.
are more successful than a lot of men.
I agree. That's funny.
know?
I tell this to my friends too. I'm like, I would want like a woman manager or something with my career. Because I like anytime I've ever had like a male boss, I've never fully taken them seriously.
Yeah.
When it comes to a woman boss, man, they scare the shit out of me.
I think-
Shouts to the Yenna monster.
I think it's because you have that at
It's
home.
just, I guess I just look at women as more of an authoritative figure.
Yeah.
Because when I hear like men or something trying to tell me what to do and stuff like that, I'm just kind of like, okay. But when a woman does it, I feel like it's more of like it feels more rationale, like logical reasoning was put as to why I have to do it this way.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, oh no.
Yeah.
But then again, I lived in a house where the time of the month's synced, so
I don't know what you're talking about,
when
sir.
when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it tsunamis. I should say, whole house on red.
Well, good thing you didn't have a sister.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind of do
Yeah. Well, yeah.
to a certain extent. Shouts to the big man.
Big man who? Quitters?
That's what we call him. Yeah,
Big man.
the big man, and then never mind. We got another name for my sister.
Well, there you go. So let's follow that up. You've grown up with Quaters, right? And then Cindy came into our lives when she turned 18, right? What is that? Probably
2012.
2008? No, 2000.
Probably, yeah.
No, before that, 2008.
Yeah.
Because we were still in the
Oh, in the other
medium house, yeah, right? Okay. So now our family is extended. How do you feel being, as she would say, the middle child, since she's really older than you are?
I mean, she had her own family. I never felt like she was I never felt like a middle child. She got her own wild family on her end. So I've never really felt like that. Yeah, no, I mean, I've always thought, like, especially with how I am as a person, I think I have the oldest sibling tendencies
Yeah.
more than the middle child. Like, I consider her family, but I don't like, to me, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably cut this out, edit it, but I'll say it on here, but I don't really consider her to have much experience or sort of like authority to where I'd want to listen to her to be like, I can come to you for advice.
Nah, true.
So-
And I fucking wouldn't want you to anyway. Don't even, and
So-
especially the other one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I always felt more like I'd want my brother to come up to me for advice and stuff. I wish he would a little bit more before he would do things that he would do, but I'm not.
Have you ever told him that though?
Yeah.
Well, here if you're gonna edit that part. So have you ever considered sitting down with your brother and telling him like, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you need, and how do you how close do you think your bond is with your brother?
We have a weird bond. I feel like we have a certain bond. You guys think we don't like each other, but I think the way the relationship between me and my brother is, I feel like if something catastrophic or something crazy happened, I feel like him and I could go into instant sync mode. I feel like the fact that we were raised the way we were, we don't really need much companionship in which it relates to family. That's why I think we kind of lean toward our friends more, talk to our friends more than we do our family, because we're building out our own families separately type of thing. But I feel like if something ever happened or like he was low on something or he needed something, vice versa, I feel like we'd help each other in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
It's never been a thing of like, oh man, I feel like my brother just leaves me in the shadow. I mean, and to add on, it's such a huge age gap.
yeah,
It's a 9-year age gap. When I was his age, I wasn't anywhere near the house.
Yeah.
So I understand where he is at that point in time. I don't take it offensively until he's loud with his girlfriend in my house. But then I also think, I'm like, I was probably doing the same thing at that point in time too, but I was more considerate.
yeah. You tell him when you start paying rent, you can start getting loud.
Yeah, exactly. It's things like that. But no, I think we could be closer, but I don't think it's I think that's gonna come with age. I think he's gonna have to go through those life errors and tribulations and stuff like that, and then we're gonna eventually regroup and end up being closer once he goes through the youth stages in life. I don't want to be that brother that's like, you should do this, you should do that, because I feel like it's self-projecting, because I'm trying to live vicariously through somebody who doesn't even think like me.
Yeah.
So we'll recollect when we're both actual adults, and then we'll reflect on our past experiences. But
Yeah,
I mean, if he ever has something that he needs or whatnot, I'm here. I'm not
Yeah.
going to shun him away as much as I want to, because he's an idiot. I'm not going to shun him away. He's still my brother at the end of the day.
He's only got 6 months experience of being an adult, so I think he should be
I
okay.
guess so.
And that's still returnable.
But yeah, no, it's never even been a question of like I'd leave him in the dark or something like that. Still my brother. I never have any resentment to how he was raised compared to how I was raised. Never really been like that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it was more when we were young, just because he got away with more stuff, but never when we were older. We have
Right.
access to the same exact resources, so it's not like
Hey,
like I said, it goes. I think the way I am as a person really just goes down to just hyper independence.
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody. I don't have any gripes against anybody that raised me or whatnot. It's just me. I'm a straightforward path, and I forget that there's other people around that I have to check in on and do like that. But I just assume that everybody is just doing their own thing. Everyone's all busy, just like I am.
Yeah. It's a generational curse that you have carried that in my boom for you. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I think that's where it is. It's just like I don't have any of this animosity, or I don't have any of this, because like I just think of it as it could always be a lot worse.
Yeah. When you found out that we were having, mom and I were 2.5 years into being together,
Yeah.
and then quitters came along. What was your thoughts? Did you ever want another sibling, or were you fine being alone, or did it's neither here nor there?
I do not want another sibling. If he ended up like him, I'm good.
Well, according to the place, I still have
he
one
was
more
still
vial.
fun. He was still a fun little brother. I still had a good time with him. I'm still taught him stuff. We still had cool
Well, yeah, I
things.
remember that one time that we came home and you guys were playing video games. You remember that? And
Yeah.
this fucker, what was he, 8, 9 years old? I think it was.
Probably.
And we're like, okay, we're home, guys.
Let me check if that camera's still on, because that one came out too. Keep going.
We're home, and then he just out of nowhere was like, holy fucking shit, JL. And I was like, quitters, what the fuck?
I've done the same thing too one time. I didn't know you guys were home, so I called him a stupid fucking idiot. And you're like, if I ever hear you say that again to your brother.
Yeah, it is, you know, the saying that your first child is going to make you want to have another one.
Yeah.
And you know, this might give you a bigger head, but you were a fucking easy kid.
Yeah.
You were so easy that I was like, well, fuck it. I can handle that. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
And then, boy, your brother, you know, he's the second child, definitely is, even though he's from a different.
And despite
you know,
the fact he was difficult, you guys still did it. I just think he still came out good.
yeah, I wouldn't
Still
call
came
it
out
difficult. I would say different.
Challenging.
No,
I think it's
not challenging. It's very different. I expected a certain way,
Yeah.
and totally went opposite.
Were you expecting that certain way because of how you raised me?
I was expecting that way because of how you were.
Yeah.
You were very calm. You were told to sit down. You sat down. You were told to be quiet.
Obedient, like
You
a
were-
dog.
yeah,
That's why you
yeah,
put me
yeah.
on a leash.
When your brother comes around,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's not challenging. It's not difficult. It was just different. So you had to just change your mindset of, whew, let me sit back.
Yeah.
Let me see how I'm going to beat the shit out of this kid, because the other one, I can't beat him. When you got spanked, that was it.
And I'll be all.
You know what I mean? That was it.
Yeah.
Your brother, I had to find like ways on how to get to his butt, because he learned how to smack himself on the ground so I wouldn't catch his butt. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I would lift his leg and that motherfucker knew how to turn around so that
Yeah.
I couldn't get to his ass. He was clever.
Well, you see, that's a funny thing, because I feel like my other mother thinks that I tend to be more disobedient, rebellious, but I feel like that's my brother more than me.
I don't,
So, in your opinion, what do you think are the differences between me and my brother current day?
I think you guys were just you looked at us differently. As you looked at me as mom, and he looks at me as dad. Kind of, you know, that I'm gonna get in the situation when I need to, rather than always doing it. I think you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's that too. It's like I wish we. No, I wish we talked more.
Yeah.
I'll-
You don't gotta cry. It's all right.
You know, but I think our bond is good.
I think so too. That's why I don't feel bad. I don't feel like any resentment. I think it's like, I think you did a good job. I don't know. I don't think I need to go to therapy for anything involving my parents. I think it's more with the women I've been with than the parent thing. But
They talk constantly. Constantly. They talk constantly, which is good.
But I think, do you need that though? I think we're both raised on that.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I don't think we need to talk constantly, because I feel like I don't know. I say that's a testament to how you just raised me.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk more if you want, but I don't think I'm that interesting.
Well, I don't think I'm interesting either. I think we just
With them, it's just kind of like, I feel like they're very structured out people. It's like, hey, how's your day? Oh, I did this. I did that.
Yeah.
You and I, when we talk, we analyze.
Yeah,
We
it's-
deep analyze.
it's to the point. Okay, I need this
Yeah.
done. Okay, cool. You good? Okay, good.
Well, not even that. It's just like when we talk, we either talk shit about people or we talk about, current events, this and that. I think it's on a whole I think it's a frequency thing.
Yeah.
I think some people need to talk to people more than whatnot. Plus, I also think that's with age, because I was thinking about this the other day too. That's why I was sitting there making some of these questions, because I'm like, damn, time is flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think.
That
I don't know.
does. Whew, you're almost 30. Holy shit.
I'm third. Yeah, don't remind
Ooh,
me.
one more year. You got
Less than
you get the
365 days.
last
until I'm
20s.
pushing 30, bro. I'm gonna be old, decrepit, looking to
remember.
retirement homes.
I remember when I was 30.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think I do struggle with that. I think that's got to be like one of my resolutions or something, because it's just not you. I think it's all my parents. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't think that it's like it's a weird thing that I don't realize until I realize it. Like, shit, I got to talk to these people more.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I think you guys always just assume that I'm doing good. To me, it's just kind of like, I feel like if I have to talk, it seems like I'm not doing well if I have to talk too much.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that way, but I do. So it's like, if I want to talk, I want to say something to make sure that like I'm like, oh, you guys think I'm doing good.
It's that
If
generational.
it's just like,
Is that generational gap? Because that's how I think too. Like,
because if it's just like, if I'm just telling you consistently like, oh, I'm doing good, to me that's just like I'm mediocre. I'm not improving. I'm not doing what I need to do. So if I want to talk, I'm gonna be like, oh, I did this, I did that. I want to say something that makes you guys proud or something to a certain extent. So it's just like, if I don't have any of that, what's the point? But it's like sometimes you just have to check in on people.
yeah, I mean, with me, I think it's more if I get that phone call that I'm not expecting, it's like, you need money again?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man.
I have no money.
And that's what it is.
I've gotten to the point, I think, before.
But I mean, if you want to talk more, we can talk more. I don't know. I always just kind of assume we were just on that same wave. We're both just always super, super busy and not fully into the conversation, which isn't a bad thing, but I've never thought we've needed that.
No,
each
yeah,
other.
I agree. I just,
But if you want to talk more, I'll talk more to you.
I'll call you.
The phone goes both ways. I got to do it too.
I'll let you know.
But I mean, yeah, if that makes you jealous that they talk all the time, you want to talk to me all the time, we most certainly can. I got no problem
that doesn't
with
make me jealous. I'm just like, am I okay as a parent?
Yes, totally fine. Trust me, I think I'd reach out more if I was. Think of it this way. I'm saving you the struggle because once I have a kid, I'm going to be on your ass 24/7 with that kid.
To be the baby whisperer?
Yep.
Well, why would you say I'm a baby whisperer?
Because you just know how to talk to kids really good. I don't know. Like my nephew, he doesn't talk. When you're not here, he doesn't talk to anyone as much as, like, that's the most I've ever seen him talk in the time he's lived here to somebody and actually comprehend what they're saying. Because it's usually like, nah, no. Or like, or he'll like say little things here and there, but it's like you talk to him and he talks back like he fully understands what's going on.
He understands. I think, I've always had the theory of you get stupider as you get older.
That's
right?
real. I feel like I've developed ADHD.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, okay, in your first time you came out of your mama's twat, right?
Yeah.
You've had to learn how to do things. You've had to learn how to breathe air. You've had to learn how to drink milk.
Yeah.
You've had to learn how to crawl. You've had to learn how to cry. You've had to learn all of this within a
Certain
time
amount of time.
span of 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can comprehend that in 24 hours, now you're seeing things that are new. I read this thing that you think that time was so slow when you were younger. Now it's fast. It's super fast, right? It's because when you were younger, you were learning. Everything is new. So you're taking it in, right?
So does that mean you got to keep learning for time to
Exactly.
slow down?
So now everything is repetitive. There's nothing new for you. So you just go on the day.
That's why people hate themselves so much, man.
Yeah,
They ain't doing anything new.
You go through the same day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take a shit. I mean, it's a routine, right? You wake up, you take a shit, you brush your teeth, you shower, you go to work, you come home, eat dinner, blah, 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 whatever it is. It's the same shit. As a kid, you get up in the morning, you go to school, you learn something. Oh, shit, I learned how to, multiply.
Yeah.
Or I learned how to add. Oh, my gosh, 2 + 2 is 4. How do I do that? Like, 2 + 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean?
I think it's probably up until you're 16 because once you get to that high school repetitiveness, that zooms by. Because I feel like
You think so?
I think after my sophomore year, and then once I'm like, I blinked twice, now I was already a senior, and then I blinked twice, I'm 21.
Yeah.
Blink again, now I'm 29.
Well, I mean, at that time, how much are you actually learning, though? There's
In high
nothing.
school?
There's nothing new. I mean, when you get to a certain point, I would say probably about 10 years. 10 years of learning is a lot of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So things become repetitive. I think that's the whole point is when you start being repetitive at what you do, time goes because you're doing the same shit, right? You're not learning. So anyway, I think with all the kids, I believe with you guys, I never, Mom will tell you this. I don't know if you remember, but I never order for you. When you're old enough to talk, when you want to go to McDonald's and you be like, Mommy, I want a hamburger meal. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't work here.
Yeah.
Tell them,
True. Up until recently, now you order. I got the bagel place this morning.
Yeah.
I guess you do get older. You get stupid as you do get older.
Now I'm talking for my baby.
Yeah.
No, but like it's like those are the things that, okay, you're gonna have to do this as a person. I'm gonna teach you how to do it now so that when you get older, you can do it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking is one of them. It's one of those that if you don't, my thoughts are if you don't use it to a child constantly. If you're not talking to them, or even if you babble, I fucking hate when parents go, "Oh my God, what are you doing, baby?" That is like the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like, what are you giving this child's vocabulary? You know what I
You
mean?
got to talk to them like a normal human being.
Yeah,
right out the womb.
and mom has always said that about you. Like when she first met you, she was thinking to herself like, "Shit, it's a kid." But when she talked to you, you were holding conversations like almost like a teenager kind of thing. You weren't 6. You know what I mean? Like she could tell you something and you can respond as a normal. I wouldn't say adult, but as a person.
Right.
You can respond with clear sentences, with dialogues and whatnot. You can tell her what to do. So, she was like, I was very impressed by him, until you remember the times that when we went to the park and she threw the ball at you and
Yeah, I'm not very athletic.
and she almost broke your nose and
Yep.
all the things that like we think back sometimes in a brushable kid. You didn't like to brush your teeth and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not hygienic.
yeah, there you go. And
Put my boogers on the wall.
yeah. Did you ever tell that story about your booger wall?
No.
You
I've never
you
had.
should.
I was disgusting.
This was a disgusting kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't know, I would sneeze, but the way my beds were always framed, it was like up against the wall. So I would sneeze, and then like all the boogers and the mucus would just stick on the wall and get dried up.
Somehow would stick on the wall. Not that he would put it there.
Gross.
So FYI to the future, Mrs. James Michael Obobo, you will have a
not the full
nasty ass
government name.
kids. And nasty ass kids. You better check them.
Man, not that gross. I eventually learned how to hide it.
That is-
Now they're under my bed. Now I just put them all under my bed. Different time.
But yeah, you used to come to me and be like, "She's choking me."
But you know what? I've only ever had one cavity in my life.
Exactly.
Only ever had one cavity,
see?
and I drink water.
That I mean, that there you go. That is, there's the what I'm not good at is making sure that you were hygienic, which she stepped up and made sure that you only had
100%.
one cavity in your mouth. You know
And
what I
not
mean?
be constipated.
Yeah, exactly. Not be constipated. So
Yep.
there you go. There's that what I'm not so good at.
I think you know what I think you guys fall victim to what a stereotypical family should be. I don't think we're a stereotypical family. I think since day one we've always been kind of oddballs.
Why is that?
I mean, people have 2 moms.
I mean, it's more prominent now, but
But I mean, we're like the advanced version. Now it's more mainstream.
Yeah.
I think it's just we're not normal, but that normal's not always a good thing.
I think if you took out the gender in a family, I think normal is what we were probably as basic as a normal family would be
I say so.
without the gender bias. You know what I mean? Without a mom and dad officially what a mom and dad would do. I think we were normal in that sense. You need a lightning director. Where's Louis and
I need a whole crew. Louis would get in my way. Louis would probably accidentally turn off the freaking extension cord and stuff. Shouts to my boy Louis. Failed ESL twice.
I think the ESL, what is it? The
English second language. Just like run-on joke.
well, when we start doing this, when you start setting this up in my basement, you're gonna have to come at least every 3 months to make sure it's right.
Well, and this is actually a whole podcast episode. I wasn't even expecting this to go as long.
Come on, man.
You came with these questions. I have to write that stuff down. This is where I get talent from. Jesus,
I mean, you got what improv, baby.
that's crazy.
Back in my days, we didn't have time to write shit down.
And this is why I like podcasts, because I feel like in normal conversation you wouldn't be asking me these things. But since we're on the it takes a camera for you to ask me the deep questions.
I don't like to. I'm telling you, I'm going through that premenopause of fucking crying.
Right,
and
thinking you didn't do
just
enough as a parent.
In the middle of just,
Thinking we hate you.
Shit, I freaking
Good
watch.
God.
I watch a commercial and I'm crying, and then you got punching the punch monkey. My God, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh man,
you know what I mean? Like I want to get one of those plush dolls, and I want to give it to. Sometimes I want to give it to you guys. Like, I'm not doing enough as a parent. Here you go, have this punch monkey and hug it when you're missing your parent.
I think you just rekindling a childhood you never had.
I think so. I think yeah, probably.
I think that's why you're so animated and stuff like. Which I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think if anything, it brings people more life. I think more people need that.
To be
we need more
animated?
traumatized people who are freaking clowned by midgets with cigarettes in their mouths.
Who were left at the Boys and Girls Club for 8 hours, and here you go.
Yeah.
Here's $1. Make sure you get something to eat, and you're like, what the fuck?
But hey, you went through it, and you don't complain about it. You don't make it your personality that you struggled as a kid. So.
I had, going to the Boys and Girls Club, it was probably the best thing that's happened to me.
I agree.
It was good. It was good. It was a good childhood in that sense.
Rest assured, we all had good childhoods.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it wasn't, I'd be talking more about it on my songs. I'd never bring up childhood in my songs.
I'll tell you what, it was the first time I went to Disneyland because of the Boys and Girls Club, and that was just my whole point of coming to the U.S. They lied to me. Those bastards lied to me and told me that I was going to go to Toys R Us and go to Disneyland and go home. But nope.
Why Toys R Us and then Disneyland? That doesn't make any sense.
All right, so my dad used to
Toys
bring...
R Us big hype back then?
My dad used to bring tape cartoons for me.
Yeah.
Right, on the VHS tapes, and he would come home with 5 or 6 cartoons. Like the whole 6 hours of that VHS was nothing but cartoons, right?
With the commercials?
With the commercials, yeah. So Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
that's what I had. When I did watch it, not that I watched it a lot, but when I did watch it, when my mom would be on her binge about, fucking stay home enough. You need to stay home. You're a girl. You need to learn how to do this. Because I was always outside. I was climbing trees. Now, I was outside. Like, I had friends outside. When we lived in the nicer neighborhoods, I would be friends with the maids' kids because they're the ones that
be outside,
right? They had no choice but to be outside, right? So I would hang out with them, and, we'd go have fun. We'd have, I would leave at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning and don't come back till the sun comes down. And, on the days that my mom is like, you need to stay home and, spend time at home. So I would pop out the cartoon with my niece. And then Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. And they would show these, like, they would go through and play with the toys. I'm like, oh, shit. That looks freaking awesome. Like, I want to go and play with those toys. Like, in America, because in the Philippines, you couldn't do that. There wasn't enough. If there was, my mom never took me there. But if there was a toy shop, it wasn't like you can touch it and play with it because their thought is you're going to fucking break it. This is, you know what I mean? And there's this place that lets you play with everything that's there. Like, you can go in there and play with this toy and then go back. And I just wanted to go to Toys R Us. And that was the whole point of me wanting to come to America.
You got consumed by capitalism.
Well, that, and then come to find out, we were supposed to go to L.A.,
yeah.
Oh, mind you, I thought the Toys R Us was just one, a Toys R Us.
It was Toys R Us USA.
Then,
it was its own state.
Like they're all the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking Toys R Us here in Las Vegas was the one that I went to was on Maryland Parkway in Flamingo. I don't know if it's there anymore.
I think they all shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a shit show. It wasn't as big as what I wanted it to be, so that was a heartbreaker for me. And then Disneyland didn't come until like.
Was Disneyland a heartbreaker, or was at least Disneyland live up to the hype?
Disneyland was fun because it was with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Because we were poor.
Yeah.
That particular Boys and Girls Club, and I talk about this with you guys that I went to fucking summer camp for $5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for 5 days. 5 days we went over there, a summer camp in California. It was fun. It was a good part. We'd stay there for 5 days, and my parents got to get rid of me for 5 days, and and it was the same thing. It was like a charitable Mickey's 60th birthday, and back then, Boys and Girls Club was a little more.
Damn, that's crazy. Mickey was 60th when you were a kid. I wonder how old he is now. He's got to be at least almost 100.
Well, yeah, I think Mickey was 19. Mickey is as old as my dad. So 1928.
That's when your dad was born?
Yeah.
Damn.
So almost 100.
Depression.
Yeah, almost 98. He would have been 98 years old this year.
Yeah, damn. So he's gonna be 100 soon.
Yep. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be a big bash.
It's got to be.
Then but yeah, the Boys and Girls Club was very like prominent back in those days because that's where you shipped your kids off, and they're open from certain times. And here in Vegas, it was hot, so you didn't want your kids to be outside. You at least had some type of decency to make sure your kids are not burning up outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was $2 for the whole year for me to go. I learned how to play basketball there. I learned how to hustle and pool and bumper pool
for just $2 a year.
For $2 a year,
the entire year.
It's like the fucking Sally Struthers you
Good
can feed this
God.
kid for 50 cents a day. Yeah, no, it was $2 a year.
But your parent paid for that.
Well, the $2 a year. Yeah.
Yeah, $2. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
And what was the other? Was it just
hope
like
there's-
funded by like government funding?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something?
It's not Boys and Girls Club is a nonprofit, and if you know every time like I go somewhere and they ask for donations, like you can, if you want to donate this much, you can donate and you can pick your thing. I always go for the Boys and Girls Club. Right, MGM was a real big on that, so I always put money in Boys and Girls Club. Well, always because I'm a recipient on that, so time to give back.
Get back, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Mickey's 60th birthday. I'm almost positive it's 60th birthday. They had this big bash, and they took all the Boys and Girls Club from all over the U.S. And you got to pick. There were certain people in each club that got to go.
Right.
We stayed at the Disneyland Hotel, where they gave us $60 to buy whatever we want, souvenirs and shit like that. And
Right.
Sifu, you know Sifu. Unfortunately, you've never met him. Yeah. Sifu was there. Zena was there. I think Tony was there, and those are our mentors, I guess you would say, the counselors.
Like your teachers type of thing?
Yeah, like counselors and stuff.
Okay. They worked for the Boys and Girls Club?
They worked for the Boys and Girls Club,
Gotcha.
yeah. And those guys were freaking phenomenal, and they were really good mentors for us, neglected children.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. I got to go. I didn't understand the ride, so I didn't go on a lot of rides because it scared the shit out of me. So I walked around Disneyland, and it was fun. I think we were there for 2 nights,
Yeah.
fully paid.
Damn, that's lit.
Yeah, it was.
I want to be poor.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I'm just
no, I
kidding.
don't think they. Well, I mean, you'd have to go to the one in North Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, no,
Because
no,
if
I'm
you go
good.
to the one right here on Sahara, there's that Lead Memorial.
Wait, are you? Was it on the Boys and Girls Club that was on?
Yeah, I told
That's
you
right
that.
down the street from Louis' house.
Yeah, you told me
his
that the
old
last
house.
time I showed you.
Oh my God, yeah, by the fire station. He's over there too. Yeah,
yes.
okay, I know
So
exactly where that's
I lived. You know where the school is, Fay Heron. That was my
Yes.
fifth. That was where Mr. Fry was at.
at. Damn.
Yeah, so I would walk.
Sabrina Carpenter.
And Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
I would walk from the Boys and Girls from my house
Mm-hmm.
because back when I first got here, they had. I don't think they had it when you were in school, but they had quads.
Quads like bikes?
No, for the school that was your schedule.
quads. Oh, okay, yeah.
So that because we had
those were around when I was in school.
year-round schools,
Yeah,
but we all
I was in a couple. I was in track school for a while.
which would never made sense to me because we all weren't there at the same time, but we were in
No.
the same class. So
You were in track school.
yeah, we called them quads.
Okay. Okay. See, that's where it confused me because when I'm thinking quads, I'm thinking of those exterior classroom buildings that had
No,
bad
no, no,
ACs.
no, no, no.
Those were called
No,
quads. I think.
quads at the time were if you were in quad C, you went to school at this time.
Yeah.
And then you were on vacation at this time.
Yeah, for us it's track 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That was tracks.
But you guys all left at the same. You guys didn't
No.
all come back to the same teacher though, right? Did you?
I mean, not for like if you went from like 2nd to 3rd grade, no.
Yeah.
But like it would be different in terms of like when you would like be in school. So
Yeah.
like sometimes kids would take random breaks at this point in time, and I don't get the point of that. I don't know if it was
It didn't make
so
sense
the
to
students
me
could
either.
get the majority of the school, or like what was it?
Yeah,
But
it
we're
didn't
talking
make sense to me because
classroom.
like we would learn. I mean, thinking back, it was like it was stupid. Whoever thought of that. Let's relook at our
I mean, we're
education
51st
system.
for a reason.
here, Clark County, please. But you would you would go to school
Yeah.
and you would learn certain things. What some of your friends who are in quad 3 or quad B were not there.
Mm-hmm.
But when they'd come back, we'd continue. So they didn't learn
At
that
same
whole
point, yeah.
part. You know what I mean? So it never that
Well,
part.
I think they did. It was just delayed for them because they were out during that time.
Which-
so when you were out, they were probably ahead of you by the
that's
time we
what
were on
I-
the same.
That's what I'm saying. So like the shit that they learned when I was in there, like luckily it was only 1 year because I got here in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So it was only 1 year of that, and then I went to junior high. But yeah, no, it was the weirdest thing to me. I mean, coming from a Catholic school to where you went 9 months and then that was it, and then you had your summer break or whatever it was. Then you go back and you have 9 months of school, or whatever the case was, and you learned all the same things.
Yeah.
Coming here and you're like, well, how do you know that? And it was that was the funniest thing too because like here. And this is like total educational flop for Americans. When I got to 5th grade,
Mm-hmm.
I knew how to read properly. And some
you-
of these guys would be like,
Did you not do math? All the
I
way?
did. I did. I was doing
You
freaking.
can't run a casino in Detroit then.
That's why. Well, no, that was here when that
Grade.
happened.
I know. I'm saying you already got that in the 5th grade. You don't qualify anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It was. They were doing like 1-digit multiplication, and I was like, I already know this. I did this shit in 3rd grade, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And people were reading like, John is walking across the street.
Oh man, point readers.
Street. And we're like, what the fuck, man? Like, they were like, yo, you read so well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you. I learned how to read in the Philippines.
Still had the accent.
Oh, I think
It's crazy.
there's probably only 2 people in this world right now that can tell you, that can honestly say that they've heard my Filipino accent
Damn.
naturally. And Yutana will tell you that when she asked me one time about ice cream, I don't remember the conversations much, but she asked me about ice cream, and I guess she said, "Oh, you guys have ice cream in the Philippines?" And I didn't understand the question. Like, that was dumb. Of course we have ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my answer to her was, we have plenty and plenty of flavors of ice cream in the Philippines. And she'll tell you to this day, her and Jennifer, both on my Facebook. So you guys, if you post this on Facebook,
Oh, probably
they're
on
going to know
Facebook.
who they are.
Yeah.
They are the only ones that can honestly tell you when they first met me was when I had that natural accent
Damn.
and not trying to be funny. You know what I mean? Like
Not trying to be funny.
Yeah, and I still messed up my F's and my P's, and
How long did it take you to learn those?
I couldn't even tell you. Probably like a
It's
year
just a
and a
natural
half.
thing?
Yeah, I think it was more like I don't want to sound different from everybody else, so let me figure it out. And the fact that my dad, he's from Buffalo, so
Yeah.
I kind of
Because a lot of people, they live here for a long time. They learn English, but they always have, some people still sort of have that accent no matter where they kind of,
I think it's
go.
it's how much how early you were here and how much you use that first language of yours at home. Because if I only used it 50% of the time, and by the time I did it for 2 years before we got our green card and was legally allowed to leave.
yeah. But the English wasn't the main language in your home, though.
It was when my dad was there.
But he wasn't always, was he there throughout most of your time? When did your dad
For
leave?
the first 2 years that we were here, yes.
And then, okay, so the first 2 years and after that, he wasn't there.
No, yeah. So he tried to go back. He was old. He was, I think he was already in his 60s by the time we got here.
Uh-huh.
He's 10 years older than grandma.
Okay.
So by the time he was almost 60 because
So he was here for the first 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
left, wasn't there in the home, and English was still the main language?
yeah. So by that time he left, I was already.
So grandma knew a good amount of English.
Yeah, my grandma knew. She spoke. I mean, your grandma was a hustler too, man.
Well, because I
she
always
worked
remember
in-
you guys not talking
she
English
was-
when you talked to each other.
Yeah, she was a fucking madame in the strip club back in her days,
Real.
Yeah, so and she was a pimp, and we joke around about grandma was a pimp, but grandma was a pimp, man. She pimped out all the cousins.
I believe it.
Yeah, so and it's not. I don't think it was maliciously pimping them out. I think it was more for helping out the
She's
family.
opportunistic.
Yeah. She was a hustler. She wanted the family to be better. And the only way at that time was that you can achieve that success is getting out of the Philippines or being not dirt poor is to marry yourself a foreigner. And I think that's what I think that was the back. Her plan was to marry a foreigner, and that's how she met my biological father, and that's how she met my dad. It wasn't.
Damn, we shouldn't have said biological father. We should have said the black guy was a biological father. Now I can't say it anymore.
You can't.
Card declined.
You're some. Well, I'm gonna say that my
You were raised black. You can say that.
Okay,
You were
I was raised
You're
black.
not black. You were raised black.
I was raised when North Las Vegas was still black. Mm-hmm. There you
There
go.
you go. That's. I think that's validity. Now you can. I can't.
Yeah. Well,
I'll
let's talk about
I'll
that.
stick to neighbor.
I always make fun of you about your that one album that you did
Which one?
when you said I roamed the streets of Vegas.
No, that was a bio.
Oh yeah, that bio of yours that
And I did also put in that bio that I lived in Centennial. So I don't know why you always think that I said I grew up in the ghetto. I didn't.
Well, no, it's just the way that reads. You know what I mean?
Probably. It's so long ago. I don't even remember.
It's funny to me because it always brings up the point of where the hell did my kids grow up? Did my kids grow up where I grew up? I don't think so.
Well, it's kind of weird because I grew up in the ghetto on the weekends.
Well, yeah, that's what you would say. Yeah. You would be like, "Oh, I'm in the ghetto in the weekend." I was like, "The fuck is wrong?" Like,
I'm not wrong.
2 weekends a month, 1 week a year type shit.
It was like, 4 weekends. It was every weekend.
It was like the
up,
ghetto
so
reserve and shit.
I lived in the ghetto for maybe about 3 years in my entire life. If you put all the weekends together,
that's
maybe
what
about
I'm saying.
3 years.
The ghetto reserve. It's like, yeah, I roamed the streets of Vegas. Like,
almost had a gun pulled on me once. That was just once.
That's why I've always said I don't like you going on that side of town because I want to protect my baby. But no, somebody still has to live on that side of town.
Had to get my rapper lifestyle somehow.
Yeah, and it brings it up, and I think it's funny because I always wanted to say that I did better, that my kids are not in the ghetto, and I tell that story to people. Even now, I tell that story, and I'm like, my son raps and he does his own blah blah blah, and I said, and this motherfucker one time puts on his whatever it was.
That was so long ago. That was like one thing.
I was like, he puts, I roamed the streets of Vegas. And I'm thinking, bitch, you grew up in Centennial Hills. The fuck are you talking about? You grew up in the streets of Vegas.
Yeah, let me live out my wigger lifestyle one time, please. For the one time. I had to be a character one time.
And the people that live here, they know where Centennial Hills is. And they're like, the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't know what he's talking about.
You know what? There was nothing but deserts, man. Just wild coyotes outside.
Well, we saw that.
Happened to me.
We saw that yesterday. Yeah, when you walked up the hill you walked your bike up the hill to go to junior high.
Tough struggles, man. Tough struggles. Y'all don't know.
Yeah. And I bring that up because it's like at the same time, it's like, yeah, I fucking did good for my kids,
Yeah.
So, your brother's the one that lived in an apartment for a minute.
No,
so.
my brother's the type you drop him off in the wrong address and he cries.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're very. So he grew up. He can't. Yeah.
And he will tell you too that I didn't grow up in the ghetto. I
dresses like he lives in the ghetto, but it's like no, this kid lives in a nice side of town and everything.
He's a freaking faker, man. He's a faker.
He's worse than me.
Yeah, no, he would write that, and I roamed the streets of Vegas by myself for 5 minutes.
He said I roamed the streets of Sig Hale or whatever the fuck.
his stupid thing that he's on.
All right. Ooh, that thing hit hard. Last thing I have, unless you have anything else.
I don't know. I think we should do this more often, and I think we can get monetized for this. I think this should be on your. You should.
If anything, I think this was a hardcore therapy episode for you. This was very interesting, very introspective on my entire family dynamic. I was expecting it to go this long. You will take the cake as the longest episode I've ever had.
I can talk, man.
It does go. Last thing I want to.
I've been trying to tell you that we need to have this podcast because it's, and I'm telling you, look at it from a monetary perspective. How many podcasters are there are mom and son? And if you say one, I'm going to punch you in your face. Because
I really don't listen to podcasts too much. I probably listen to like one or two. One for sure on occasion. See Joe Rogan's annoying though. I feel like he's only cool when he brings on cool guests.
Well, we'll pretend
like me.
We'll pretend that we're like the Kelsey brothers, but except it's mom Kelsey and you be the baby Kelsey.
Get that podcast Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, hell yeah, get that going, and then we can both work from home and raise our kids.
Oh yeah, sounds like the life.
No, yeah. How much money do you think you can make from podcasting, if you have enough?
Well, you have to take into account if you're monetized on multiple platforms, because you can get YouTube. I already got the monetization for it, but I don't have it for Spotify. If you can get both of those and have a consistent viewer base, I think you can make upwards of including with sponsorships, you could probably make about $4K up.
Well, shout out to Chef Works. I do use a lot of your shit. I love your knives and I love your apron.
Oh, you're giving out free advertising here on this podcast. Good Lord.
I'm just saying,
we ain't sponsored.
Let's go ahead and get that sponsored. What else do I like? I like
crazy. I got a media train you. That's why I actually messed up by wearing Wrangler today.
Oh, Wrangler.
And
Mom.
You're supporting Michigan,
hold
but Michigan.
Hold on. Wrangler, that's the Jeep, right? My wife likes to drive your stuff.
There you go.
We need a new one, please and thank you. And I think even if you brought on guests, I think you and I would bounce off each other and feed on the guests. And
actually, what would be funny? I would like to see if we did this again. If we brought someone else on, I think it'd be funny. You brought someone like Ego on or somebody.
I would tear that little fucker.
That's what
up,
I'm
man.
saying, bro. I would
Jesus
love to
I'd
see
be
that.
like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think that'd be a good idea, actually.
And then they would have the mom that they
good-
never wanted.
Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, that'd actually be really cool. I'd take that into consideration. That'd be
we could,
really badass.
you know, Howard Stern is retiring in 3 years, and you know.
I got the cheat code. I came out of you, so I can't. You don't go on me as hard as you go on everybody else. But
well, I mean, they're not my kids, so I think
even if I got my own brother on here, it'd be funny.
Oh hell, fucker!
Dig him one.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just here for the therapy. You just come to me, trauma dump on me, and tell your stories about Disneyland and many flavors of ice cream.
Plenty of flavors. Hey, I was the first one to say we have ube ice cream also with the coconut ice cream.
So good.
So gross.
What I want to end off on is some of the fondest memories I have. I was gonna add more, but I couldn't think of off the top of my head. I wanted to just be kind of off the top. Some things I remember is Happy Meals during commercials before coming back to watch Charmed. Do you remember?
Really? I don't remember that.
When we were young, when I was really young, I was like 3. This was before mom era.
Will you watch Charmed? No shit, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I just look at the TV. But I remember having to wait until the commercials because the plan was, and looking back, I don't even think you made it. The show had to have been over by the time you came back, or like we couldn't get McDonald's in that amount of time. But I remember we had to wait till the commercial, go to McDonald's, get a Happy Meal, and then come back before the show was go, because you couldn't, back then you couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't. Yeah,
there's no TiVo. We didn't have TiVo back then, so.
You know why I watched that show?
Why?
Alyssa Milano.
Oh man. You guys did have some baddies, like the best scream queen.
Alyssa Milano and Jesus, what's the I don't know her real name, but Piper.
I don't know, old person show.
Yeah, and the same reason I watched 90210 was for Kelly.
Her too.
Yeah.
For the baddies.
For the baddies, is that what you guys call them now?
That's what we call them nowadays. There was a whole segment I was going to ask you about certain words, but
well, here's one for you. Fond memories. You remember going to Disneyland for the first time?
When I was 6, yeah, with Lily.
Yep. You remember how you guys went around asking every mascot for their
autograph. Yeah, when you get the autograph book, you got to.
Yeah.
It's a staple. That's a childhood staple for upper class.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Did you do that when you went to Disneyland?
No.
They didn't have the books?
We had $60. Shit, you had to. I pocketed most of that.
You had to bring your own wood and pencil and a paper.
Yeah, well, I mean, I pocketed the rest of that money so I can buy bubble gum the next day.
I'm dead. I thought y'all were acquiring it, not a.
Yeah, I think I bought a T-shirt or something that said Mickey's 60th birthday. Yeah, and that was like fucking like $20
that
or
T-shirt
some
probably
shit.
be worth a lot now.
Well, probably, God knows where it's at.
Another thing I got is getting Baconators from Burger King on the low. When my brother developed a gluten allergy.
Yeah, I remember that. That I remember.
My mom
and us sneaking out
said that we had to only eat gluten stuff from here on out.
Gluten-free
Not
stuff.
this one.
Not
my
me.
other mom.
Fuck no.
So what we would do, we go to Burger King, get Baconators when nobody was home.
Yep.
Or they were sleeping.
Yep.
Tear it up.
Or when we had to go to the store, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Make a quick trip to Burger King because GPS, what was it, Find My Location wasn't a thing back then?
We didn't have that
thank
shit.
God.
We still do. I still do. I don't think any of you guys have my location.
I don't have your location. I have my brother's.
Oh, fuck that shit. I'm good.
I mean, I don't really care unless I don't got anything to hide.
Well, I got to do that for mom because sometimes she gets lost and I don't know Detroit quite well yet,
That's funny.
I should do that for mom.
I think you guys should, yeah. Another thing I have is final one that I have is the Def Jam Fight for New York letting me win because you'd be really good at Def Jam, and then I'd get pissed off. It's the one with the fighting with the rappers where you had Method Man, Snoop Dogg, stuff like that. I remember one time you woke me up at 3 a.m. before you went to work, but in the back of my head, like, look, I know you let me win just because I was pissed off because you could always beat me, and it was just easy. The fight was too easy, and I won.
That's funny.
But I do remember that. And then all the times with like GTA.
Bro, you fucking pissed me off on that GTA, man. I was like, this little bitch.
Yep.
And I know you, and you're going to deny this till your dying day, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you think I did on purpose. Overwrote the saves.
You did do it on purpose. You did do it. Listen.
Makes no sense why I would do it on purpose.
Okay. Well, backstory for the people that don't know, because I'm sure this is my side of the story.
Yeah.
I purposely put that saved maybe 4 or 5 down.
Yeah.
Because your excuse is always, I always put it on the first 2, mommy. That was your excuse. So I said, all right. And you've done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So after like the third or fourth time of you bullshitting me with that excuse, I'm going to say, okay, you little fucker. I'm going to go ahead and go down the line a little bit more, save it there. So you can't tell me that was an excuse. Now, I was probably, a few hours. I was pretty far in.
Yeah.
And then I come back, and where was I? Back where you were at.
As AI, I think you were farther
And
than what you
I
really
was
thought.
like, JL, what the fuck?
I don't know. I really don't know how that happened.
What do you mean? Why am I where you're at? Because I know this is where you're at.
He set me up.
Yeah, and
He was technically born in 1993. He set me up.
I don't think he was playing GTA back then. I think he was still a baby to where he was just
during that. He wasn't even a thing at that time. He wasn't even out the womb at that time.
No, was he? He wasn't yet. I thought it was at the big house already that you fucked me.
This
like
was
that.
at the apartments actually. That this happened.
Yeah, so
this is when you made me believe Santa existed.
Dying day, and my son will never admit to this, but deep down in my heart, I know he did that shit on purpose so that he doesn't beat me. Because what happened? I quit playing after that, right? I was
That's the funny thing because I don't think I would do that just because
you would. Yeah, you were.
I'd never played for the story. I always like just blowing stuff up.
No. Back in those days, you and I used to compete a lot.
Not on GTA.
Oh my gosh, you used to fucking sabotage shit on purpose.
Maybe
you would, yeah, and it's okay. Deep down in my heart, I knew that I was fucking better than you are, and that's why you were pissed off.
That's why you're getting old, bro. It's that dementia kicking in, man. I remember doing that, but I don't remember how or why that would happen.
Story will never change. You did it on purpose because I think I was literally, like, according to the game, I was like 2 days ahead of you to where I was almost like at the last fucking, like really, really close to ending the fucking game.
Yeah.
And then I go back and I was like, what the fuck? I've done this shit already.
All the way back to
I
the
mean,
beginning.
hours of hiding from no, it had to have been at the big house. It had to have been at the big house. It had to have
I just
been.
remember that happening at the apartment.
No, that wasn't the game. It had to have been the big house because I remember spending, because mom was working graveyard.
Oh. Could have been.
Yeah,
Could have
it
been. I don't know.
it
It was so
had-
long ago. It was back when memory cards were obsolete.
Yeah, you know, I had, mom was working graveyard and I would spend till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because she wasn't there to yell at me. And why the fuck am I playing video games at such an old age?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to have been at the big house.
I'm living your dream right now.
Yeah, now I can't even
Streaming,
fucking,
doing all
I
this.
can't play video games because you guys have
Why
these.
your wife says you're too grown.
Yeah,
Pushing
yeah.
30, by the way. That's crazy.
Well, hold on.
I gotta
but-
use the restroom real quick. We're gonna keep going. Let me
Keep going.
my bladder's killing me, dude.
Well, shit, you gotta buy better fucking.
No, what happens is I didn't really charge these because I wasn't expecting this to go
That's what I'm
two
saying.
and a half hours. This
Come
is a
on,
major
man.
motion picture.
So next time, make sure you charge your shit. And maybe next time we should do this when I'm not in a rush or we're not going anywhere. Like yesterday.
Again, I had this all timed
Yeah,
out
I know,
perfectly.
for
I was
sure.
not expecting this to go as
Well,
much
that's
as
why
did.
we should do this more often.
But you know, I think this is an homage. This is kind of an ironic way that we're ending it because we have things to do because we're busy people. So.
I came here to see my kids. I swear, not
Right.
because I had to have a
If you want to
wedding
go on a
to go
podcast,
to.
steal my clout. Not like you need it. People like you more than me. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you for coming on to the podcast. I'm sure people are going to get a lot more insight out of this, especially people that have broken childhoods, the Gen Xers out there that were poor. What do you call the latchkey kids?
Latchkey
kids.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk
That's
about
what they call
that some-
retarded back then.
Yep. Well,
Just
no,
kidding.
that's what you call the forgotten. I think it's-
forgotten.
Yeah, the forgotten. The ones that we just hide into corners and watch you fuckers. Well, no, you know what? I'm gonna say that we're the reason that you guys are fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys are the reason for this generation.
Absolutely. No, we are the reason why you guys are a bunch of pussies.
Oof.
I will
rough.
always say that.
You are what you eat. Look
be-
at you.
I'll be the first one to admit that I have some pussy ass kids.
Oh man, that's wild. That's crazy. And you'll be the only guest to ever get away with saying that on air that I will do this. Anybody else cooked. But if you guys like today's episode, please be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment. Comment if you were a Gen Xer. Comment what was your best thing to do as Gen X. If you were my generation, what was your best thing to do as a kid with your mom? if you had one.
Comment that my son should do this with me constantly so that we can monetize it.
Yeah, even though it's already monetized, monetize more.
Monetize more.
Yeah,
I need that. I need that
More
beach
money.
house.
That's real. Me too. We could do this from the beach.
Yeah,
awesome.
somewhere on the East Coast though, not California. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, no.
Maybe
Definitely not California.
Maybe Hermosa Beach, but that's about as far as I'll go in California.
Yeah, no, California sucks now.
Yeah.
But until next time, y'all, thank you all for tuning in.
This is my Gen X. Deuces.
That's Gen X. That's the Louis.
Yeah, let me go shower.